My name's Keith Hermance, and this is your weekly market update. Feel free to subscribe to the channel for weekly updates on the grain market. To start out here, corn was down 9.5, beans were down 31, and wheat was down 13.25. All this stems from the coronavirus and its effect on our economy right now. It's obviously something that's being talked about in the news pretty regularly here. So we wanted to provide these videos to you so you can have a better understanding when it comes to risk management skills and maybe where you want to turn to as you go forward here in grain marketing. With corn, the big thing it's talking about right now is how the ethanol markets are obviously keying off of what corn's doing. With the lack of demand of people driving any place right now, there's obviously not a need for fuel. With our corn markets, about 40% of all corn grown domestically here, it goes in the ethanol market. With nobody driving here, these ethanol places are actually idling back production here, or in some instances actually closing plants altogether. The demand for it isn't there, at least on the nearby. So we're kind of hoping that as the coronavirus cures or vaccines come out here, that demand will come back to us here a little bit. With soybeans right now, what we started to see is China start to buy a lot more beans from South America than they are domestically here, mainly because it's a lot cheaper for them to do so. You know, Brazil is about to have an export year here on beans, so obviously that's what's pushing our prices down here as a lot of these Asian countries here who are big exporters of ours are able to actually get a lot cheaper than they would be from the United States. What we saw a little bit of a bump in prices here a few weeks ago with soybeans was with the lack of DDGs being pumped out in the marketplace. Soybean meal was the initial saving grace for the soybean market, as we saw a lot of days there where beans were up 5 or 6. Obviously, it's fallen back here a little bit as we've gotten a little bit more into what the coronavirus is doing to our soybean markets here. A little bit of good news for us that we saw initially with our soybean markets here is as we sold about 120,000 metric tons of soybeans this morning for the 19-20 year. So that provided a little bit of bump for the soybeans there initially, but with China purchasing so much from Brazil, it's obviously fell back on us there quite a bit. As we go forward here, it's important for you to look for any type of opportunities in the marketplace, whether it's a dead cat bounce here to capture a few nickels here and there, basically anything to make sure that we're ensuring you're getting the best price possible in this volatile marketplace. If you have any questions about how you want to use your risk management strategies, whether it's using puts, calls, or hedging on the board, feel free to call myself or anybody else in the grain department here at 402-946-2211. Thank you.